Namaste, welcome to Easy Tarot, and today's reading is you versus them. It could be your future spouse, it could be your soulmate, your twin flame, your specific person, however you want it to be. It's basically however you intend this reading to go. You can pick the pile based on that. We'll shuffle the cards, and the pile's options would be ready. Those who are willing to stay for the shuffling process, you can stay, and those who are not, you can fast forward. The description is sorry, the timestamps for everything is in the description down below. For some of you, you might already know which file number you want to pick, and the timestamps are supposed to be down below. I don't know why, but I'm sensing that maybe I have forgotten to put it. If I did, by any chance, let me know. Okay, let me know in the comments, then I'll fix it. And if anyone can, if I have forgotten to put any timestamp and anyone wants to help me with it, you're I would be thankful. Okay. We'll shuffle the process. We'll shuffle the cards, and while shuffling, I am usually quiet, unless I'm receiving any type of advice. Wait a second. No, I'm sorry. I decided to do. I decided to. Just a second, please. Give me a moment. Change of mind. I'm not shuffling before the reading, I'm shuffling while I'm doing the reading. So we have three pile options. I know it looks like four, but I don't know, for some reason angels were like, for second pile we have to put two doodles. These are my doodles, by the way. So okay, this is pile number one, the wheel of fortune. For pile number two we have the justice and the lovers. Pile number three is the emperor. Some of you have a child around right now while you're watching this video. I don't know, I'm just sensing that energy. Okay, we'll go to pile number one directly. Hello to those who have chosen pile number one. This is going to be a reading. We are going to see in depth you versus them reading. Okay, so we'll begin. Okay, since it is a wider topic, we are not just taking it for a specific person, we are just taking it for anyone. This could be your future spouse as well. So that means we are going to see things right from the beginning of the relationship, right? So we are going to see where you're going to meet your person, what you're doing there, what's your energy like when you first meet them, why you are there in the first place. Okay, you were kind of lost. That's what I'm seeing from this. Okay, you have 10 things in your head. What they are doing there, I'll explain what the cards are in a minute. What they are doing there. Okay. Just a moment, please. This is your first meet scenario. The first energy right off the bat, what I'm getting is you are applying for a job. This is your new job. This could be an internship. When you're doing that, you are completely lost, completely out of the place. You are still deciding whether this is the right company for you. Maybe you are finding out options for yourself, or maybe you have kind of decided that this is the right option for you and you are trying this out, but you are not 100% sure about it. On the other hand, this could be either your this could be either your boss, because I'm seeing that they are here to clear out your doubts, right? They are here to help you out. They are here to nurture you to be the best of who you are. Um, and or this could be the person who is already working in that place, or this could be the person who is like you, who is looking for this job, but they were already clear that this is the job opportunity that they wanted, right? Why job? Because here we have 10 of pentacles, but along with 7 of swords. This 7 of swords is literally your energy with 2 of wands, which is like, if you get to understand that this is not what you want, this is not the job for you, you would skip this interview, or you would let you would maybe it is kind of an orientation type of a place. And yeah, once you have done that, done the orientation, you are thinking whether to go for another interview. So that's one of the energies I'm receiving. You're thinking of whether to select another option with the Seven of Swords. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's see more. How would you feel about them? This is a very specific scenario that I received, guys. So if it doesn't resonate, I don't know what will. How do you feel about them versus how do they feel about you? We are not forcing the cards to come out for this type of a reading, for this type of a question, because the feelings are something that doesn't develop all the time in the first impression, right? So anyway, if the cards are about to come, we'll let it be. What do you feel about them? What do they feel about you? What is the mutual energy? What do you both feel about each other? Okay, okay. Immediately, right off the bat, this is a very, very specific scenario. I'm seeing everything right. Everything is aligned with this one, especially with the Six of Wands in reverse. So, what you feel about them is you have this kind of attraction towards them, but you are in a place of love life, in terms of your love life, where you would rather have someone in your life for a long term, right? You're not looking for a fling type of a relationship. You're not even looking for, in other words, you are looking for a romantic relationship with the Two of Cups. And when you had an attraction with this person, you knew that, um, just a second. Even if you have the first sight type of a feelings for this person, you know that you would like to pursue a romantic relationship with them, not a fling, not a it's not even, there's something in you that tells you that this is real, right? There's something real about this person, and then they see you as the world as well. They see you as someone who has everything, or who has the potential for everything. Moreover, for some of you, of course, they are attracted to you, like there's a reciprocation. But for others of you, um, this is regarding the job offer, right? They see that you have a potential. If you would agree to work with them for this company, this would be you would be a great investment, right? That's the kind of, or you would be a great hire. That's the kind of mentality that this person has. Overall, both of you, what you both are feeling is Six of Wands in reverse. So you both feel that there's no success. Okay, you are feeling that there's no success in this relationship. There's nothing that I can do about, feel having these feelings about this person, because yes, I feel positive, right? But I am not sure whether that will be allowed in a working environment. And they are thinking, they maybe have picked up on your energy of the Seven of Swords and the Two of Wands, which is like you are thinking whether this would be a right job opportunity for them. Maybe you have told them during the interview that this is what I'm thinking right now, and they think that there is no victory, because even though they have a potential, they would rather choose another type of a job. So that's what they thought in the first impression. That's what they, yeah, that was their first impression. Let's see more. I would keep these cards. Okay, let's see more. What is your first impression? If you would judge them, how would you judge them? Right, we have these cards again. This is your first impression. What is their first impression of you? Okay, okay. Okay, I'm not going to lie about anything over here. Okay, so if you're not someone who wanted a truthful reading, you wanted some dreamy type of reading, or all positive, or all blah blah, romantic or story-ish type of reading, this is not the place, because I'm seeing I'm seeing their energy. Okay, so far let's see what happens next. That is okay. So far what you feel is we have two of cups again. I did shuffle the cards in the you could hear it, right, behind the camera. So yes, we have two of cups once again. That is clear that you are someone who is interested in them romantically, right? And as of you are in this divine feminine energy, divine motherly energy, divine fatherly energy. What does that mean is you are now ready in your personal life, in your personal romantic life, okay, that you would like to have a person for a long term relationship. You would love to marry them, and you, for some reason, do see the potential over here. Maybe your intuition is telling you that there's a potential. Maybe the positive vibes that they are giving off, maybe that is what is telling you. Maybe something else. I don't know what is telling you that yes, this could work out. First, but there's a back and forth impression that you have about this person, which is like, oh my god, like even if we do our best to move forward, the movement won't be smooth, right? The chariot is an energy of movement, yes, but movement, but also the chariot is the energy that represents the movement is not smooth, which is like there is a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of problems, but the chariot is a stubborn a person. They would still go for it. They know what they want. They are still going for it, and they are not going to stop because of some disturbances or even a lot of disturbances. So you feel that this is your first impression about them, right? And also there's a two of cups. Some of you might be a Scorpio. I don't know why. Um, anyway, but yes, there's this energy of you might be sexually attracted towards that person. I think that's why I believe that some of you are a Scorpio. But even if not, wand energy is like dominant over here, which is fire sign. Okay, we have air, water, and earth. So just take however it resonates. It doesn't matter. But even if there is a sexual attraction, this is not just a mere infatuation type of an attraction. This is a real deal that you're having towards this person with the Empress, which is like you would, yes, you would like to make love to them, if you will, but not just once. You want to do it over and over for the rest of your life. That's the energy, the vibe that you are giving with the Empress. You would like to um, F them with the energy of, you would even like to be pregnant with them, you would like to have a family with them and stuff like that. So that's the Empress energy, what it's talking about. On the other hand, what they felt about you, what their first impression was about you, was maybe this is not going to work out with the Six of Wands in reverse that we saw in the other cards. But also there's this kind of feeling that they have. There's a reason why you are looking for a job in the first place. You are in the Five of Pentacles energy as per them. That was their first impression. Maybe your dress was not as per, I mean, like, you were dressing, maybe it's because of your dressing, okay. To be very honest, they judge you by your dressing, thinking that you may be um, poor. Not poor, poor is not the right word, but you are yeah, you're definitely not luxurious. That's the energy. Or maybe they are thinking that there's a reason that you are looking for a job in the first place. You do not have enough money and you would like to make money, and that's what they are thinking. That's what their first impression was, not after the interview or after having a communication, but their first impression about you. I should have taken the first impression first and then the feelings later, but it's okay. We'll go with it. Okay. Oh my god. Uh, for the next question, like, I've also written how you would feel their first impression would be. Let's see that. That's an interesting one. How you feel their first impression would be, how they feel your first impression is towards you. Okay. what you feel that they feel about you in the first conversation or the first impression is that you think that they uh, they felt you are a manifester, which you are, okay, which you are definitely. But I feel that some of you thought that your person would pick up on that energy. Your person would understand that you are a manifester, etc. You're a go-getter, manifester, etc. Right? um, and what they felt about you. Now, this is an interesting energy. We have Queen of Wands twice. And what does that mean is, however, like this happens all the time with us, right? However, we see ourselves is how we see others as well. That's why if we are in love with ourselves, we naturally fall in love with others in a natural way, in a healthy way. And that's why self love is mostly promoted, because love always comes from inside out. It's not something that comes from outside in. We can never do that. If we do that, that's not I don't know, I can't explain it. I hope you understand. If you understand, you understand. If you have experienced something like this, you would obviously understand what I'm talking about. If you do not, let me know in the comments down below that you don't. But this is the truth. If we respect ourselves, we respect others. For example, if I'm an overthinker and I'm critical about being an overthinker for myself, when my friend is overthinking, I would be critical towards her too, right? That's the energy. So what they think about themselves is what they think about you. And also what they think is, this is your first impression towards them as well. um, they are they are a boss person, they are a boss lady, boss man, it doesn't matter. But they are someone who is motivated, driven, and they are in this space, right? And they are completely aligned with themselves. What they thought your first impression was about them was, you thought, I hope you're getting it. You saw them as they are, as they see themselves. That's what they thought that you did, right? And other times, sometimes they were open and they were communicative. They were looking into your eyes. They were attentive. They were listening to whatever you are saying. But other times you know, um, they were holding themselves back to talk about something. They said that they didn't complete their conversation, right? And so, as for that, they are also thinking, they thought, I mean, what they thought your first impression would have been is that sometimes they are open and they have this self love and this aura, but they are not someone who's trustworthy of the other person. They are someone who's closed off. That's what they thought that your first impression of them would be. I hope this reading is pretty clear, but if it's not, who cares? We are just doing a trial and error. These are the questions set that I made, and I wanted to try this out, so we are going to do that. Okay, now we'll shuffle the cards and move on to, wait a second. Yeah. So the next question I've written is, what connection you will have. Okay. So again, this is in, I mean, I intended it for, I believe, future spouse type of a reading. But if it is not a future spouse, if it is your soulmate, your specific person, just take the past tense of this. What connection you had. Okay. What connection you'll have. Wonderful. We have two cards. A fulfilling relationship. Wow. Okay. You'll have financially fulfilling relationship right off the bat. We have 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. You will go out on a lot of dates. One of your love languages are gifts. The other person maybe both of your love languages are gifts, so maybe both of you just give each other every gifts every now and then. You go out on different days, you go out for different type of trips. And we have the sun too, and both of them combined is literally giving me the vibe of this is fulfilling in terms of money, finance, in terms of emotions, in terms of intelligence, or in terms of mental connection as well. You just finish each other's lines, you just understand what each other are going through, you just have to communicate to each other, and you will just get it what's happening in the other person's life. You just have this deep connection and deep respect and deep reciprocation towards each other. That's the connection you have for each other. How would you feel? Yeah. And for those who have known this person and have ended this connection, that could be a no contact situation or whatever. I am taking this card, which is how would you end this connection? Right? Just to see the resonance of the cards. I'm just taking this one as well. Okay. Marriage issues are coming out. Okay, so some of you are working really hard towards this connection while others of you were not. And this was just not being in alignment. Um, I don't know how come it came to this point. I don't understand. Because at first it was like a fulfilling relationship. You both understood each other very nicely. But when things were like, you know what, I would like a change, or when things has changed, let's say for example, you've started a different career and you are working in a different company. Maybe that was the change that occurred in your life with the Ace of Pentacles. And we have Hierophant as well, which is the topic of marriage. Maybe you've had a conversation about marriage. Maybe you wanted a marriage and the other person was not ready for it. That is the energy I'm receiving for some of you very strongly. Especially, I just saw this Steve Harvey message. I mean, like, there was this lady who was questioning. I know one of you or some of you is hating on Steve Harvey, but that's what I channel right now, where the lady is asking the question to Steve, saying that um, the girl wanted to marry the guy was, not ready for it. So that's this situation is very important, and I have to tell you, okay, even if one of you is completely giving me your energy is reaching out to me that you hate this Steve Harvey situation. You are like, no, that's all fake, that's a setup, there is no reality in that, etc. But just listen to me, dear. What ended up happening is the lady was told by Steve, saying that sometimes some men need to have their time to secure their job, to secure their finances, to save enough money, etc. And then they feel good enough or prepared enough, like ready to marry. If that's what as per Steve, he was very confident that that was the case, and then he advised to give him his time and also help him to achieve his dream job or his goal in terms of career. And then they patch up and then they do that. And I don't know uh, whether they whether they marry or not, because that's not followed up by that show. But still, if but that was one of the things that I saw. I believe that when it came to the change of the environment, or or the yeah this one change has affected your communication style. Maybe one of you has traveled to a different country or a different place, and that's where you are, you know and that's why maybe you are having a phone call, a telephonic conversation. Why did I say telephonic? Maybe you are having a conversation on phone, maybe you're having a conversation with via chat or video call, it doesn't matter. But that type of a conversation definitely didn't work for you, and maybe have created disturbances in your relationship. And I feel like that there has to be, that was the reason for your miscommunication, or maybe there was this genuine communication that you both had. Maybe you have worked really hard with this other person, and then things were just not working out the way you wanted, and then you did your best, they did their best, and then you respectfully parted each other's way, still having the hope for if things were different. What do you feel about the last conversation with this person, that they were distant, they were hiding something, they were just not trustworthy, they weren't open, they abandoned you when you needed them the most, and and how did they feel about you? Is you're being judgmental, literally, and you're fighting for no reason, or maybe you're just picking up fight for every situation. That's what the cards are telling me. Don't have to take it personally. And they felt a lot more like they had to defend themselves, they had to protect themselves from the fire energy that you have, from the fire-ish conversation you might have. If you don't have fire in your um, what is it, fire in your chart with Venus, okay, especially, or Jupiter, I don't know, Jupiter or Venus has to have some fire energy, especially Aries, because that's the energy you have, which is like if you are angry, you just go for it, you just fight and you bite. Okay, that's the energy I'm receiving, and they felt that, and they were like, oh my god, I had to defend myself. It's only better if we just parted our ways. If it's only better if if we both were single, then we both would have been happy, then I would be happy, then they would be happy, especially there won't be any fights, etc., and that would be good. What both of you were feeling was, this is too much of hard work for no reason, with no end goal, and just just not working out. No matter how much hard work you put in, no matter how much they try to fix the fights are not going away. No matter what happens, you still end up feeling abandoned, and that's that. And for some of you, they feel good when they, I mean, whenever you have had fights, especially by the end of the relationships, you were fighting a lot, and during that time, they were they were if they would just ditch the conversation, and they would just walk away, to be away from you, to be alone with themselves. They would feel the peace again. So that's one of the energies I'm receiving. But yes, at the end, they were just thinking that this is not going to work out. We have to judge. We have to get out of this relationship. We have to be the way we are. Okay. Why didn't I read my questions? Now the questions that I've written in this, um, just a second, please. For those of you who already knew your story this far, you were like, yeah, I know this, but what next? So here we are with the next question, which is, how will you patch up with them? I'm again shuffling in the, um, whoa, that's an interesting card to have. Hmm, that says a lot. But can you, angels, actually, like, look at these cards. I would like to show you. I'd like to show you a little bit. Okay, just a second. Well, there was a ring. This is my house where I'm shooting this video, of course. So there was a ring. So, sorry, there was a bell, and I had to attend that. And before that, I was about to shuffle the cards once again and ask angels why there is Six of Cups in reverse. But with these two things coming in the same line with the same question is giving me the whole picture. Okay, so what will happen and how you will patch up with your person is when you will understand that, okay, when you will either a for some of you, you will literally let go of your soulmate, you will literally let go of meeting with your soulmate or dreams about your soulmate, you will let go of meeting with your um maybe twin flame, I don't know, maybe the true love, the fantasy, the dream love that you had, right? You will let go of that, and that's the reason that you will have a happy marriage. And this is what I'm seeing for you guys, with the 10 of cups, right? This is a happy marriage. This is one of the possibilities of the future. But for others, what I'm seeing is once you let go of the idea of a perfect relationship, of how a perfect relationship is supposed to be, I'm channeling a Taylor Swift song, which is, if this was a movie, you'd be here by now. So that's the, oh, okay. That's the energy that I'm receiving. And also, Justice has a play over here, so we'll let it be over here. So, yeah, you guys are literally, hmm. But yeah, you will let go of all those ideas of how you wanted your relationship to play out, how you wanted things to work out, and and etc. And with the justice card over here, I'm literally sensing that your idea of self will be deepened. How your, how the idea of yourself that you have is affecting this relationship, that will be understood by you. Okay, by you and by them, maybe by both, but I'm sensing most of your energy. What does this mean is that you would understand that everything I have received from the universe was just how universe was playing the role as it's supposed to be playing. Universe was giving me what it was supposed to give me based on my actions, based on my thoughts, based on my motivation, based on my energy that I'm putting out in the universe. So if I have received everything I deserved, if my universe was just giving me back of things that was just the mere reaction to my action, that just means that I have to change my actions, my thoughts, my pattern, my subconscious programming, my actions, etc., in order to get the desired result. That is the understanding you will have. You will understand how you view yourself is affecting the relationship pattern that you have in your life, especially with this person. How you view yourself, right? Maybe you view yourself as a victim, right? I'm not saying in a bad way, but why does this always happen to me? Why am I never, why am I never someone who attracted true relationship or true love, um, etc. And that stories, or I wouldn't say story, that beliefs that you hold for yourself is going to change, and you might shift into this perspective of, you know what, I have abundance in terms of love. I feel love from my friends, I feel love from my family. There is no reason that I see that why I shouldn't deserve true love in a romantic sector. There's no reason for why I shouldn't expect this relationship to work out as well. And while I'm saying this, I'm having goosebumps. This is the strongest energy I'm seeing. And once you do that, you're not just going to manifest this person back, but you are going to manifest them, and they are going to come back, and they are going to offer to marry you, and you are going to have a stable life after marriage. That's how you are going to patch up. That's how you are going to patch up. Hmm. Let's see, how would you feel during, like, when the, okay, so my question was, how would you feel based on the suggestion of patch up, how would you feel? Because I feel that this suggestion was already playing in your head, so it doesn't matter if you are one person. Whenever they are thinking about something, that they don't have to be that person to initiate that act. Sometimes you think sorry, sometimes we think so, um, sometimes our thoughts are so strong that the other person, like for example, if I'm thinking about marriage, this is the example based on these cards. If I'm thinking about marrying this person, and then I believe that no, I don't think so, there's anything wrong about thinking about marrying this person, and I would love to marry this person, and you know what, I'm going to approach them, I'm thinking this, and then maybe let's just say that I was planning to contact them tomorrow at 10, and tomorrow, instead what ends up happening is tomorrow at 10 I receive a message from them, and then I reciprocate, and the conversation is headed towards marriage from the other person. So it doesn't matter whether you are thinking about this, still the action part could be them, like they would be taking action uh, for marriage. It could be playing that way. So just, yeah, it's mostly playing that way. And what about them? How do they feel about the suggestion of patch up, about the idea of patch up? Whoa, okay. They feel like it's justice. See, justice and justice. It's never a coincidence. Okay. Okay. How you feel is like you were just waiting, you were just doing your own thing, and then the prize came itself towards you. That's how you feel, okay, about the suggestion of patch up. And how do they feel about the idea of patch up is that this is the only thing that is justice. This is real. This is uh, you reciprocate their feelings. You make them feel like there's justice in this relationship. How you treat them is justice. How you love them is justice that they have never experienced before, and that's why they they feel good, pretty much. And you also feel good, of course, but there's this energy of, oh my god, I didn't expect it to happen too soon. I didn't expect they to come back to me. I thought that I would be going back to them. So you would be a little bit taken aback. Okay, surprised. You will be surprised. That's the right word. But not taken aback in a bad way. Okay. So this is how you will patch up. And like, let's see how you will feel if you're, of course, if you're, I mean, I didn't expect the marriage card to come out. So that's why I have written this question. How you both will feel about the patch up in, if the patch up continues, if you are in continuous relationship for 2 months. Okay. So I'll just, go with it. What about them? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Give me a sec. So I believe that we are seeing this relationship pattern grow. Okay. I'll take more cards later on. But what ends up happening in both of your life is you both end up getting married. But that doesn't mean that you both married that same day that you are suggesting a patch up, right? So let's see, once you do talk it out, as in like, let's give this relationship another chance and stuff like that, what ends up happening? We have Nine of Wands, that is representing your feelings. Five of Wands, that is representing their feelings. Again, a lot of Wands energy beneath the Wands energy of the personalities. And we have the Emperor, that is telling me about, um, okay, that is giving me the idea about the connecting energy. Now, what the Nine of Wands is, like, of course you have patched up, of course you have made up your mind that this relationship is worth it. I'll give it a shot, blah blah blah. But that doesn't mean that when this relationship comes into play, what happens. I'll tell you why a lot of people doesn't end up um, going back to the same person. Even if they want it, even if they need it, they cannot do it, right? Why is it? It's because of the same reason. If you remember, we had the cards of uh, abandonment in your side. This, I believe, was Five of Pentacles. I don't remember. But then I remember you felt at the end of this relationship, when you both were about to break up, right? You felt abandoned by the other person, and they felt like you were fighting a lot, and they just wanted to leave the room, they just wanted to leave the fighting stressful situation. And that is something that is played out once again. Why does it happen is not because of it's because the shift of the relationship patterns or process. Yeah, and the shift of the relationship pattern is a process, right? It is a process and it takes time. But even if we have made up our mind, like individually, that doesn't affect the process of the relationship. Our process has to materialistically develop, right? In a 3D realm, it has to develop that way. And that's the reason a lot of people just skip to the part of, you know, they want the other person back, but then they also do not want the other person back. Then universe just, answers this prayer about why they don't want it, because about, not wanting the relationship again, because in their head they are thinking about and rethinking about what problems were there in this relationship, even if they love the other person, but still they are aware that there are problems in this relationship, and they do not um, want things to move forward again. Like they don't want to face that problems again. And that is going to rise up once again right after, like after you patch up. You have talked it out, you want to talk things out, you want to heal the wounds basically. And how we heal the wounds is to acknowledge the wound first. We are acknowledging it is any wound, like even if I'm hurt over here, like something, like a knife cut me out over here, right? I would first acknowledge that yes, this hurts. And this is the same concept with the emotional conversation as well, emotional hurt as well. I'll first acknowledge to the other person and to myself that that thing hurts. What you did hurt. And you'll just look into each other's eyes, and sometimes some things will trigger you. And this is not the pattern of the relationship on the first day of you, first week of you patching up with them. Why? Because first week is always like happy go lucky and stuff. You're just going out, everything is good. But when you have been comfortable with the other person, you know, enough, then like one thing might happen. For example, you have had a little bit of the argument, as in where to go on a date, and you, because of that thing, that fight or anything, that triggers the past wounds, right? The past wounds have been triggered once again. And the beautiful thing about this is you are seeing eye to eye on this one this time, because you have, like, in the past you were very, very, very much hurt, and you couldn't solve the problem at all, because you were just trying to save your neck. That was the energy. And right now you are hurt, you are also vulnerable, that you are hurt. you know when you guys have any type of arguments or fights, things trigger, and you are fighting about the past situations once again. And after some time, pile number one, after some time, what you do, okay, is you just let go, and you go to the room and shut yourself in the room or something. In other words, you just want some privacy, you just want to process things, you just want some space. And that's how things are working out naturally, because you are not constantly fighting, right? And you are taking your time off as well. And all these things in the middle is, we have emperor. All these things are happening for the higher good. The emperor is the energy of Saturn, as per me. It's structure, it's consistency, it's hard work, it's practicality, right? How does this apply to this situation? It's simple. Like, yes, you are fighting, but all the past wounds are now coming out. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you are getting it out of your system. That's what I'm saying. You're venting out, not to fight again, but to resolve these fights. There are two types of fights. One type of fight is just something that ignites, and there's nothing, it just flames up, and then there's nothing you can do about it. And if you both are fire signs, oh my god. And the other type of fights is something, it happens, there's this type of vulnerability that happens during our fights. We tell what we have to say to the other person very bluntly, not caring about them at that point when we are angry. And that is something that is a resolving fight, as per me. And you just, like, yes, you are fighting, but also during the fight you're resolving things, and you both are aware of it. You are resolving your past, you are not resolving your present situation at all. Your present situation is good, but something triggers your past. You accept that trigger, you acknowledge that trigger, you let that trigger affect you, and you let that trigger come out, and you tell about that trigger to the other person, to your people, to your maybe you just express it and vent it out to your friends or something. For some of you, for others of you, you vent it out to them, like your person, your specific person, or whoever you're looking this reading for. And once you do, after some time, after some time has passed, right, that thing is completely vanished off your plate. Your past is clear, right? That's the energy. The past is cleared out. um how it has been cleared, guardian angel? If you can tell me, should I take these cards? No, I don't know why, but angels are like, no, don't take those cards. Okay, I won't, because sometimes angels want us to work things out naturally. And if we understand what works, or how things are going to work out, like, we would try to fake that actions, instead of naturally acting that way. So angels sometimes don't tell some things, and I'm okay with it. Okay, now the last question is how your story ends, which is like, I mean, I didn't knew that there would be the marriage card at first, so You wouldn't know everything about your past. You wouldn't know everything about your future. You wouldn't know, like 100% what is right, what is wrong. You wouldn't know, for sure who you are in this connection. You wouldn't 100% be certain about whether this connection is going to last forever or not, even if you're married. There would be some sense of confusion, how where we are going next, whether we would have kids or not. Um, all these things are the doubts in your head, but still you are willing to risk it. Still you know in your heart and in your soul that this is what you want, and you just go with it. You always follow your soul. You always follow your soul's guidance. It's for you and your person as well, your soulmate or this person as well. You you also, when I'm saying soulmate, you wouldn't you are confused, and you acknowledge that you are confused what soulmate relationship actually is, if it is not like the filmy type of a relationship. And that is also, that is not a concern for you, because I'm okay with having the open ended question, but I'm not okay with having a false answer and pretending something is an answer and trying to move on from it. No. I would rather know nothing than something that is either half truth or something like that. Or something that is pretentious truth or something like that. And now with that attitude, I move forward. I move forward to an open future, that I am open to experience anything and everything that comes in my way. I understand that my future will be unknown, and I love that part about it. That's the energy of your future. Okay, so this was it for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below whether it resonated and who you were watching this reading for. I would love to know that. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Goodbye. I'm just shuffling these cards for pile number 2. For those who chose justice along with the lovers, this is my doodling, and I don't know why my eyes were like this. It's almost look like someone is giving me a boo. Someone is trying to be a ghost, and it's pretty much working out. If there was a smiley skeleton, I think that is how it would look, won't it? Okay, we are just clearing out the energies. Oh, did I keep Six of Cups that way? Usually I don't take reversals. 0% I'll take reversals. Every now and then I, change the cards and just a second. I'll just check whether any reversals are there. I'll undo it. I think tarot is perfect in itself. Nothing is perfect, right? So I don't know. Anyway, this was it. I shuffle these cards and we'll start with your reading. It could be your future spouse or your specific person. The reading topic is you versus them.